All right. First off, how are you doing tonight?
How you doing? Doing good. How about you?
I'm doing good. How you doing? Backstory. We'll tell that story Sunday.
There you go.
It happened on Sunday, so. So we're here to take up podcast number 2. Number 1, we filmed from sunny California, and we're back here in Minnesota. And so tonight's topic will be we're changing our schedule. So I'm going to let you go ahead and talk a little bit about why, and I'll just drop thoughts in as they come to me. So go ahead and tell them why we're changing our schedule.
So just for longevity purposes, it's nice to be able to do what we do, and we want to be able to do it with a high quality of performance. But we need to slow down just a little bit so that we can last a little bit longer maybe. We want to be able to give our dance family and our teaching family all the amount of space they need to get all these good things done and do it with some performance quality to it. And
performance quality?
Well, we want to be able to be good teachers for you. That kind of performance
good
quality.
Stewards of the material.
Yes.
But being able to break class around 7 allows us to get to the lake and still catch a sunset, do things in our nice Minnesota weather.
Maybe eat before midnight?
Yeah, not have to have supper at midnight. That's a good one.
I do like eating at midnight, but I'd rather be eating like ice cream than
Do you really?
full dinners.
Do you like to eat late?
Oh, yeah.
You know, it sounds good, and then when we do, it just makes me feel crummy.
Yeah.
So we're not exactly the same in that
But then
one.
again, I sleep in more than you do, so.
Yeah, and sleep right away, and sleep
Yeah.
often, and sleep late. Just
Not much bothers me.
right in the middle of a story, she's sleeping.
But I'm telling the story while that's happening, so.
Yeah, right in the middle of telling a story, she's asleep. That's a gift to be able to fall asleep like that. Now, if I eat late, there's just no way I'm going to be able to have a good night's sleep.
Okay.
So yeah, if we haven't rested well, we can't teach well and perform well. So and do our jobs. So I guess starting a little earlier will give us it'll make us better all around.
Yeah. So we won't change the schedule quite yet. So probably in June we'll start changing our schedule a bit. We'll probably just go a little bit earlier, which in Minnesota that's okay because then we get out a little bit earlier and we do get to go see the beautiful sunsets. And
so you're thinking like 5:30 start times?
Yeah, probably 5:30ish.
And we usually go 90-minute classes?
Like 5:30 to 7 for the most part.
I don't think that's industry standard, is it? Most group classes are 45 minutes.
I think so.
Probably goes back to, if thinking back in the Wayback Machine, we started doing this in the early 90s. My earliest memory is teaching with Marion, Mrs. C, in Grand Rapids, in one of the complexes over there, and I was along as the demo dude, and she would use me to help her show the foxtrot and the waltz and the rumba. And one good old boy in the back said, "We want a 2-step." And she turned and looked at me and said, "Okay, you're on." And then my teaching career was born. Yeah.
Mom didn't really like 2-step. That wasn't really her thing.
Country music maybe wasn't her.
No.
And your dad too.
No.
Yeah, we don't have to go down that road too far, but yeah, it was my turn to teach that night. Well, then we came back to Bemidji and started to do classes here, and it was J.W. Smith, early 90s, and they pretty much told us when to show up. And that was fine. And teaching at the Elks, we used their big ballroom for about a decade. Again, we worked around their schedule quite a bit. So when we built our place, it's glorious. But it gave us a wider ability to say yes to just about everything. And saying yes feels really good until it doesn't. So anyway, maybe we'll find a good balance here. We've changed our class times infinite number of times over the years. You adapt, and our time in the industry has shown us that about every 10 to 15 years the dance industry just kind of turns over, and we've seen it a bunch of times, and we're seeing it again with the line dance world.
It's coming back.
The first time we went through it was your mom started doing that in
it was 1993.
Oh, it would have been earlier than that, wouldn't it? Weren't they line dancing in the 80s?
Oh, they were line dancing in the 80s, but yeah, that was when we really started
Oh,
hitting hard
okay, yeah.
because I was very pregnant.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
And we were teaching in parking lots
Yeah.
and gymnasiums, and
Yeah.
we even taught in a pizza restaurant once.
Yeah.
Yeah, we taught line dance all over the place. But it's always been here. You know, there was a I guess a thread that was picking up online, and someone said, well, line dancing never went away, but it's really having a wave of resurgence, which is fun. You know, you don't need a partner, and everyone's working in unison, and the music is fun, and everybody's just there for the joy of it. Well, it should be anyway.
The, the the thing that all the line dance threads say is that Billy Ray Cyrus started again with "Achy Breaky Heart." It They had a teacher choreograph a number to the song, and then it just exploded the line dance world. But they were dancing line dance before that.
Oh,
There's
so
urban
that was
cowboy. But
right.
that's what the newer line dancers all say, that it all started with Billy Ray Cyrus.
Oh, but we know that they were already dancing before that because we were already doing it. But yeah, we were traveling, weren't we, in China?
Mm-hmm.
We came back and we said, this song is great. But everybody else was saying, we don't ever want to hear it again.
They were pretty sick of it by the time we got
there. You know, we do play that song, Achy Breaky Heart, and she loves to dance that line dance, but for me, I'll usually do a tush push. Yeah, so it's fun to mix it up a little. But yeah, anyway, I don't know, I got off on a sidetrack there, but that's kind of fun. I mean, this is supposed to be open discussion. Oh, you know, and that brings me to your idea about traveling and exchanges. So I will stop, and you can talk about the opportunities we'll have if we slow back on our time a little bit.
So we're thinking May. I want to just do a month of travel things with our dancers. Maybe go do some sort of a line dance exchange somewhere. Do a partner dance exchange somewhere. I know of a couple of spots to do folk dancing, which would be really fun. There's some swing dance places we can get to. You can do Lindy Hop or West Coast. There's all sorts of places we could go. We could take our dances and go. And so May might be a good time to do that. And maybe in the summer, because again, Minnesota is just beautiful in the summertime, and everybody wants to have their freedom in the summertime to do, because it is kind of short. It's not a super long summer. And so what we usually do is teach 1 week that's pretty intense, and then we take 3 weeks where we kind of just don't do as many classes, but we can do other things. So we can go and do other things with the summer also. And so maybe some of these exchanges.
Well, we are opening the studio to members who want to do extra practice. So
right.
we'll call that time self-driven dance practice. But this day and age, you can find dancing everywhere. It's all over the internet, and you can Google it and AI it and stuff. So it's fun to give people the confidence and the skill sets to get the basics going, and then you can find dancing everywhere. And then, you know, bring your phone into the studio if you're a member, and you get access to floor time. So we don't have to be in the room. We're really stewards of the material, just kind of guiding people and helping them find the places to look for the information. It's my opinion that information discovered is more fun than information delivered. It's just
you get to go undiscovered on your own.
I mean, that's why we have all these books behind us. We had to go find all this stuff, and hey, this looks fun. I need to buy this and bring it home and put it in my bookshelf. Or found it in Mrs. C's papers, and ooh, this great book from the 40s, and
all sorts of
stuff. Finding dance information is fun. So, and then talk a little bit about assisted living centers.
So one of our favorite things to do is to volunteer in the assisted living centers. We go in and we dance for people, but we go around first. Hondo goes around because he's so good with people. He goes around and asks people what their favorite songs are.
Talker, talent.
Yeah, he likes to talk more than I do. So I'll line up dancers, and he'll go and talk to people and find out what their favorite songs are. And then we put the song on, and we're like, I think it's a rumba. Or maybe we could two-step to this one. Or, I think it's a polka. How many people know polka? So we just dance to the songs that they enjoy. And then we add a couple of our choreographies in there too. But it's just a good time. Then we sit around and drink coffee and eat cookies with people when we're done.
Every now and then, one of the musicians in town will be playing at an assisted living center and send us a text and say, hey, we're doing an hour at the spot down the road, and we'll drop in with a handful of dancers and just dance while they play music. That's a lot of fun. So that's very, very organic. You know, and we have choreographies and we can do a show, but I don't know, just it's been more enjoyable to go in and make it up on the spot. So you have to have a little panache and a little background.
There's got to be a little bit of confidence in there
Yeah.
to do that.
Hey, we can do electric slide to this song.
So maybe a little bit of creativity involved is what it really is.
Jimmy Dorsey, maybe it's a double Lindy. Let's do some tap step.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's a fun thing to think about. If we, if we give ourselves some more latitude, we can do more outreach.
Yeah.
So I guess that's the main topic of today's podcast. Number 2 in our list of becoming Suzy and Hondo. Any words for someone who might be thinking of doing this as a dance teacher in a small community? The goal for us is to take this model we built in our little community and share with others. So if you're a Suzy or a Hondo in your town and you're thinking, boy, I'd love to teach, we want to provide some feedback for you. So what would you say?
We would love to help you start a program in your town. I would think my first thing would be to tell you, yes, absolutely go out and teach. Maybe look at how many classes you're teaching and knowing that I think I can get this many classes in a week and I will feel great doing it. Now cut them back by maybe a third, because there's so much more that goes into it than just walking in the door. You have all the prep time, and when you get done teaching, you're kind of up here somewhere on a high, and so it's really hard to come back down. And so if you're teaching until 10 or 11 o'clock at night, you probably aren't going to go to sleep until midnight or 1 in the morning. And then if you have to get up and do your real job in the morning at 7, it gets to be a little bit tougher. So think that you might want to think about how many classes you want to teach, maybe take it down just a little bit, try it, test out the waters a bit.
In the early 90s also, well, about the same time as they were doing the line dancing, Suzy's mom got a flyer in the mail for a Lindy Hop workshop. And we knew how to do a 6-count, slow, quick, kind of jitterbug that they teach in the ballroom studios. And so we heard the Lindy, and her mom called it the single Lindy. And well, we can do this. So we went to a couple of Lindy Hop classes and workshops, and it's a little more intense than just slow, quick. We found out really quick that the Lindy Hoppers really have a deep knowledge base. And it was
amazingly fast.
Yeah,
very fun.
But you remember we were at the Harvest, not the Harvest.
Moonball?
No. It was a camp in the middle of Minnesota, and we went there in the fall. It was some kind of a fall colors workshop, and there wasn't any heat, and it was cold, and we slept in these little cabins. But we went for like 3 days, and at the end of it, one of the organizers said, "Now you got to go back home and teach. Do a community ed class." And I think that's where it all kind of kicked off. Your mom had asked us to do some stuff, to help her, but when we came back from that fall colors workshop,
fall colors.
we decided to try and teach. And truth be told, we were about 1 hour ahead of our students, it seemed, most of the time. So, don't be afraid to just try it and be honest up front. Like, hey, I just learned how to do this stuff, and I'd like to share it. So if people are interested in sharing that material with you, and you want some guidance, that's just go call your community ed class or community ed organizers and say, I'd like to do a dance class. What's a good length of a class? How many weeks, hours, days?
We have tried lots of things over the years. We've come down to 3 weeks is about as many weeks as you can get people together anymore. 4 weeks, somebody's always going to be gone. So 3 weeks is a nice number. Maybe 75 minutes for a class. An hour doesn't seem quite enough unless everybody is brand new. If they're brand new, an hour is great. If they have a little bit of experience, maybe that 75 minutes instead.
You can go 90 minutes. We do some 90-minute classes. I think the industry standard is 45.
Yeah.
So be aware of the endurance of your students.
Right. It's not so much you, it's your students. And
remember Frankie used to, when he was almost in his 90s still teaching, he would stop the class and say, "Oh yeah, my assistant reminded me I have to take breaks for you."
Yeah.
Because he was in his 90s teaching us this Lindy Hop, and he didn't need breaks.
He didn't need
we
the breaks.
needed the breaks. So
all the 20-year-olds needed the breaks.
Your students need the breaks, so be aware of that.
So
Thank you. That's good advice. But be careful not to say yes to too many things, and maybe that's a good metaphor for life.
Yeah.
Good point. We could end it there, I think.
Perfect.
So podcast 2 is done, and we'll try to punch out number 3 here in a couple of days and get those up soon. So thanks.
Sounds good.
Yes.
Thanks.
How you
Cheers.
doing?
Oh, you do.
Coffee.